Okay, we're going to look at how we make mockups. So first thing, once you have all your information, you're ready to make the mockup, you got to pull the photo files of whatever the shirt is you are using, garment, or whatever. So I got a couple here that I downloaded. First thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to drag those down and open them up in Photoshop. So I use a ton of hotkeys to get really fast at this. So I will go through those as we go through this. But anyhow, back over here in Illustrator, I just open up any of the most recent mockup files I've done that are still the AI. A lot of times, strategically, I'll try and pick one that may have the same ink colors in it so I can change less things. But I didn't do that for this one because I do want to show how to do that. Otherwise, though, a lot of times I'll do that just to make it a little quicker. So we're back over here in Photoshop, and we have these two photo files opened up. So all you're going to do, unclick the background, unlock that as a background layer, making it into a normal layer. If this little wand isn't up, you're going to hit W to bring that up. So let me get out of it. W changes it over to that wand. Typically, this tolerance is going to be set to wherever we used it last, anywhere between 10 and 40. 20 is a good spot to start. And you'll want to adjust that based off the particular photo of the garment you're using. If it's got a lot more white in it, you'll need to bump that tolerance down. But the higher you can get it, the cleaner the edges will be, but you can't always go super high either. So you just gotta visually look at it when you use it and make sure that what you're cutting out as the background looks correctly. So anyhow, once you have that, click on the background. You can click anywhere. It's going to select a color range, but we want to knock out this white background. That's pretty good right there with 20. So with that now selected, I just hit backspace or delete, gets rid of that. And then I'm going to hit Command D, which is deselect, gets rid of those marching ants, leaves it like that. Looks good, looks clean, great. Let me just save this, and I don't rename them or anything. I just save it what it is as a new PSD, pop it on the desktop for now, because really in the long run, it doesn't matter. And then we also need the back for this one as well. So same thing, unlock the background, click on that background color, backspace or delete, deselect, yep, looks good. And then I'm gonna save that. Great. So we have those done. We are done in Photoshop. Let's go back over to Illustrator. First thing, let's just dump out everything that's in here that we don't need. So I just selected all that and deleted it. And now I'm going to go to File, Place, and right there's the two that we just knocked the background out of. So I'm going to select both of them, place them in here, and really it's just a matter of making this look good at this point. So a lot of times I'll put them like that, grab them both, make them a little bigger, just make it look good, make it look awesome, make it look professional. Once they're in there, I grab them both, I go to Effect, Stylize, Drop Shadow, hit that. These are your settings, but it'll always be on that 99.9% of the time will make that look good. Just makes it look crisp, puts a little shadow behind it, makes it look a little bit more realistic, real nice, clean visual to the customer. So great, we have all that. So we need to dump in these metrics. So this one is going to be a canvas. Goodness, can't type. And then I'm going to go back over. Well, we'll just knock this out for now, but it is for 48 units. So back in our price calculator, that was $10.69 each. Okay, so we have that. That's good. Ink color on these is going to be black. So this is the interesting one to see. And a lot of times those swatches will be in there, but if they're not, this is how you do it. So we're going to change that to black. And then just clicking in here, change that to the word black, and then make that white. So it's visually able to see it. And then anytime that stuff looks wonky or start getting into like longer Pantone colors or anything, just straighten it all back out. Makes it look good and clean. But that's it. So now we just need to drop in our art, and this is where it kind of takes an element of knowledge in. You want to make it look like how it's going to print as close as possible. A lot of times you'll see mock-ups that like it's just massive. It doesn't look like how it's going to print at all. So this one particularly here, you'll see that was behind because I dropped these in later. Just right click on it, arrange, bring to front. That'll bring that up to the front. So you don't want to get into like this huge, crazy, overblown graphic that's going to be like this massive thing and put that on there that is way bigger than any print parameters we could ever hit. You want it to visually look like what it's going to look like. That way the customer's not disappointed when they get it. You want to set the expectation that how this is going to look is how it's going to print. So be smart about it, or ask someone if you're not sure how that's going to work or how that's going to print. So something to be very conscious of. In general, I would say, especially with new people doing mockups, it is better to make the graphic art on it smaller than bigger. Whereas most often with new production artists, I see them making their graphics on there really, really friggin' big. And it's never going to print or look like that in the final actual printed product of it. So yeah, it's all about setting the expectations now and making it look as visually close as possible to what it's going to look like when they open the box. So there's no surprises, no problems, whatever. Of course, if you see anything weird, always alert the customer too. So there's that. We're good. The mockup is good. So we want to save that as the AI for us, and we're going to call this one, we just call it whatever is on the graphic to make it easy, because everyone's a visual learner. Just call it Hamden's strongest because that's the easiest one. And we're saving the AI. That's our internal big freaking file, working file that we use for here at the shop, but nobody else has Illustrator to open that up with and view the proof to make sure it's good. So we need to export another one out. So we got a file, export, export as. Now we're going to do it as a PNG. Click use artboards, export. Okay, and that makes it so that not only is there a really easy file for them to open up in their email, on their phone, whatever, but also it keeps from giving them our true, like, good production files and having somebody rip us off. It is a layer of protection as well. But that's it. That's how you do a mock-up.